everybody, and welcome to this exciting episode of Bob the Sign Man. I'm going to show you how we track our traffic signs here at the county. I have about 6,200 signs that I keep track of, and they are mounted on approximately 4,200 posts, supports we call them. When I first took over the sign job, if you wanted to find out any history on a sign, you had to go through stacks and stacks of paper. Well, that wasn't going to work, so I found this program, and it's called iWorks, and it keeps track of all my traffic signs. Any maintenance you do to them or anything like that has to be documented, and it just makes good for record keeping and what have you. So what this program does is it's kind of like a glorified spreadsheet. So here's the opening page of it, the search page, and whenever you want to add a new asset, you just click on Add New, and it'll populate a choice menu of drop downs and stuff, and it automatically will post the sign replacement date. It'll give you 12 years from the date you put the sign up, that you can track it and make sure that it's still reflective after the 12 years. Anyways, it gives you an ID number. This one will be 4276, and then you have a drop down menu where you can select the little icons that you want to put on the MUTCD signs. It has a list of the various MUTCD signs there, and even it has a MUTCD sheet here that you can check all the icons. It'll put a little icon on for it. And this would be a road that I have here in Napa that you keep track of. This would be Silverado Trail. It has 516 signs on, and this is the road number 1, and it starts at milepost marker 00, and it goes all the way up to about, I believe, 26 something, 2683, and it has every sign along the way that is county owned. We'll just pull up one here for example. Here's a bike lane sign. See, it has a little icon up there. It's R81. Has a little drop down menu. That's a sign ID number, would be 468, road number 1, Silverado Trail. You can change the direction, whatever the sign is. This is south, northbound. Milepost marker .03. It'll give you your sheeting that you use on it, and then various things along the way. Cross street, if you had a stop sign, you could put it cross street. If you want to keep track of all the subdivisions, a certain area, neighborhood, whatever you want to call it, you can do that too. Who it was made by, if it contains graffiti guard on it, the mounting height, the support type. It has a drop down menu that I've populated with different types of supports that we can use. Type of backfill, the size of the sign, the date of the new installation, or the date the sign was replaced. This one was replaced on February 9th, 2018. It was installed by myself. Night check zone, I'll show you what that is later. The sign status, you can different statuses we can have, either if it was removed, missing, damaged, it's covered, or whatever. Specialty signs, I have different kind of specialty signs. I have this all grouped in Noun County road locations. Little notes if I want to put on here, area or arterial or collector routes, and this posted speed limit. Then right here, you can the current rating, it's excellent. This sign condition recommended treatment. Sometimes it just randomly will pick one and replace bent post. If you want to get rid of those, I can just update the rating, and that's going to change it back to none. I don't have anything recommended coming up. Here's a treatment history. The dates, it was checked for reflectivity for 4 years, and all of a sudden it needed replacement, and there's a date that the sign was replaced. It even has a little map that you can put in. You put in all the GPS coordinates on all the sign. You can bring up a map, and it's going to show you kind of like a little Google Earth aerial map of where the sign is located. I can even, if I want to do a live map of it, and actually you can see, I can tell right here is where the actual sign was, and if I wanted to move the little point just a little bit, I can identify that sign shape, and then I can move the point, click OK that I want to move it. And see, I can tell I've done this for so many years, I can see that's a little shadow of the sign right there, so I'll just move it close to the sign there. get more of an accurate location of where the sign is. Um, as you can see, there's a little shadow of that sign. There's a shadow of that sign right there. Yeah, it's close where it needs to be. And then some good features of this is its search capabilities. It depends on how you have them set up initially. I think some people have seen the backs of some signs. They have numbers on them and stuff. Here's our property sticker that we put on. I punch out, this was diamond grade. Um, and you have these series of numbers here, and a lot of people always kind of wonder what those numbers mean. Well, that number that's punched out says 946. So we'll go to the search, and I'll kind of show you. I go to the sign ID number, which will be 946. It was punched out on that one, 946. So this is a radar speed sign that I installed. So you can see this is the number here, 946. It tells me all the history of the sign, what type of support it's on, what kind of backfill I use, the date of the new installation, who requested it, who installed it. This is a specialty sign. This is a radar speed sign. Here's the date of install, 3316, because this was punched out here, 3 of 16. We just do the month and the year on this particular sign, but then when we get back to the actual sign history sheet, it'll that's not the one. There it is. It'll give you all the exact date it was installed and everything. And then, like I said, I showed you the map before, and then it has a thing where you can upload files. I put in a picture of the sign for insurance purposes if that sign ever got hit. Picture looks a little small here because the program doesn't fit very big pictures. I wasn't standing very close to that one. So there's a search capability for that particular sign. Okay, some other great features that I have in here on looking up or tracking signs. I'm going back to my search page again, and I have stuff. When we do night reflectivity checks, I have everything in a zone. I have 14 zones that we do. So I'm going to pull up a zone here. I think I have one already preloaded. This is a night check zone 1. What it does is I have a default set to automatically populate by road. So it's all the roads are in alphabetical order. And this particular night has to go out and check 527 signs. And they're all within a certain given area, which is geographically close, so you're not running all over the county. And what we'll do is we'll check every one of these signs, and we'll go down and we'll do Bayview Lane, and you can see it has a west and an east. So the west will come up on one side of the road, and then you go back on the other side and the east will show up. And then it has a history of the night checks that you've done from the 2015, 16, 2017. You can see the 2016 was actually done after the first. They started around we started around November. So anyways, so any signs that are identified, we'll go ahead and we'll change them out. So there's one search capability. And then I have different projects that I've done, like here's the Dry Creek Road. We had storm damage signs, and it's going to give me a list of all the signs on Dry Creek Road that I have in this certain area that they've been used. Some of the roads closed. We have one-way traffic control set up on some of them. Some of them you have to stop because there's like I said, one lane is shut down. The road had slid away. So there's another search capability there. Projects, the 2017 Napa fire that burnt through here in October of last year. I have a list of all the signs that it's going to take a little while to find them. I have 167 supports that were damaged with, there could be more than one sign on each one. So this is a list of all the signs that were replaced by the fire. As you can see, here's a brief history of one, the sign ID number, the MUTCD number, the road name, milepost marker, who made the sign and various things. This is the date the sign was replaced, 4/11/2017. And this sign, particular sign, all it had done was in 2017, the post was burnt, but not the sign. So you can see here's a history right here that says on 11/1, I replaced the post, and then it's had a night reflectivity check. This particular sign, I have some files uploaded on here. This was a resolution that had posted the speed limit change from 45 to 50. Anytime you have a speed limit change or anything like that, you have to have a resolution from a board of supervisors or a governing body of the county, and I have it that posted. I keep track of any information like that that I can. And back to my search, I have different signs set up. I have some specialty signs, BLM signs. I did some signs for the Bureau of Land Management. Approximately, well, there's 31 signs I have done for them. I'll pull one up here. The MUTCD number, you can put in custom ones. This particular one I put in is custom, is a BLM/1, and it just has a generic icon. It's the Berryessa BLM sign project in 2014 when I did it. And again, it'll show your sheetings, the type of posts, mounting height, who made the sign, the date of the new install. This particular sign was replaced almost 4 years after it was installed. And sometimes your memory can't be that good, and you go, well, why was it replaced? You just look down in your history treatment, and it says, okay, replace sign and wood post damaged by fire. Again, I have a little picture that you can download of all these signs that I've made. So this was the original sign that was installed. It was burned up and replaced, and I don't have the replacement picture for it. Probably end up going out and taking one. Again, it shows you can view the map, and it will show you, go to a little area. You can see when this map was taken, this is part of the area that burnt from a fire. This wasn't the big fire we had in October. This is one in previous year we had a lot of fires here in the county as of late, but you can see here's a Google area. It just burned everything, burned this sign, saved the little, there's a little place called Turtle Rock right there, bar and cafe. It's a neat little place. Anyways, there's my sign right there, and it'll show you various signs that you have in the area. Also, if you follow the road down Berryessa Knoxville Road, you can see the various signs that are on the road. That's one of kind of my favorite little feature of this program. And we'll go back to my search capabilities again, and it's a real good tool. So, one time one of the supervisors asked me, he wanted to know what road has bike lane signs posted. Well, in order to do that, you just, I don't know, you'd have to go through mounds and mounds of paperwork. So I can just search for R81, which is the MUTCD number for bike lane signs. Just click submit. You can see the little wheel spinning up here. It's going to take a while to think. So I have 201 bike lane signs, and it shows every road that has bike lane signs. And it'll show, here's my biggest one, Silverado Trail, and it shows all the locations of them and everything. And I just generate a report and send it to them, and it's off just like that. It makes it really easy. There's advanced search capabilities where you can search for any sign that's, say I wanted to find out every sign that was facing southbound for some reason. I don't know why you'd want to know that. But I use this a lot for, you can find out treatment dates that you've done or anything like that. You can even look up road name. So here's all the signs that I have now on Zinfandel Lane. And it'll, you know, if you wanted to find out all the signs, I'm going to work on Zinfandel Lane one day or whatever, you want to find out it's a history of some signs, there you go. I know this particular stop sign on Zinfandel Lane, I think it had a broken post a few years ago. Yeah, shows when I replaced the post. I even have a, on this we can assign a work order. And what we do is when somebody hits a sign here in the county is we fill out the accident report and then we turn around and we bill their insurance company. So I was called out by Laverne about a stop down sign. Somebody had hit it. So I go out and then I always charge them about 3 hours. That includes our drive time to and from. So we have a minimum of 3 hours to go out and fix a sign. This particular sign, um, hour and a half of it was overtime. My truck, the amount of miles I use, the traffic sign, how much it costs, the support. I think I replaced that with a wood post at the time. So it total ended up costing me or the county $351 in wages and materials to go out and fix the stop sign. So what we do then is we turn around and we bill the insurance company for that particular accident. And usually right here I'll put traffic work order on file or accident report attached. I can click yes if I want because there is a traffic accident report attached to that one. And you just click save and you can see now it'll save it there. And that's another search capability. And it's like subdivisions, they wanted to find out, hey, where's all the signs in Circle Oaks? It's a subdivision we have out in by Lake Berryessa. I can click that and it gives me all the signs that I have in this certain subdivision up here. And there's approximately 81 signs. And I think I went through here a while ago and I had replaced all the um, street name signs. It's just a generic icon. It just says County Road on it. And there's the road name. This is Blackwood Court. And the sign description says Blackwood Court. And the mounting height, what it's typed on, date of new installation when I installed the new sign. Night reflect. Here we go, new installation, and then it shows night reflectivity checks. I can click my view map again. And I have this zoomed out, but you can see all the signs that I have all over the county will show up on a map too. And when you zoom in, it'll clear up the icons a little bit better. But I mean, virtually you can go around and see any sign. You can identify one here. Let's just check this one out and see what sign is this. Here we go, sign ID number 51. It's a narrow bridge sign. It's on Skellinger Lane. Here's a history of the date it was replaced, what have you. Good little feature of keeping track of all the traffic signs in the county. Without it, you would just be lost. You'd just be buried in paperwork and you could never efficiently find a sign. It would be good for anything from legal litigations in court. At least we can prove that we've done sign maintenance and that we do have a program in place, how we track them, when they need to be replaced, anything like that. Some of the advanced features, like say, if they say, well, you guys never trim signs or anything like that, we can say, oh yes, trim, I mean, like if there's any brush around your sign or anything. So we're going to look up a treatment that we do. It's called vegetation control. I'm going to click search. So it's going to give me a list of signs that we've done vegetation control on. So here's a quick list of some signs that we've done vegetation control on. For example, I have this one particular sign I know it's on Fennell. Here it is, the stop sign here. It's got some trees around it. Every couple of years I have to go out and trim it. So here's a history of vegetation control on it that we've done. So it's just a good way to keep track of records and any type of install. Anyways, and then you can generate reports. You can, I do a backup of my general sign where I back up the whole program. And then in the drop down menus here, they call these, like when you have the things here, these little extra things are called fields. What you do is you go into your fields and you can add your fields, you can add treatments, you can add ratings. Here's how I have my ratings in here. User fields, you can add more fields in or however you want. You can actually move the fields around by just take them and you can just like move them up to wherever you want, arrange them so they pull up in any order. So this is just a general overview of how we keep track of the traffic signs at the county, and it's a real valuable tool. It saves, like I said, a lot of time, a lot of paperwork, and everything. And it's, of course, the program's only as good as what you put into it. And I believe I've spent probably hundreds of hours to get this data entered into this program. Hundreds of hours, and just over the course, it's taken years. It's just nothing you can go out and do in a day. Obviously, there's just too many signs that we have, and it's pretty time consuming at first, but once you get into it, like now, every once in a while I'll go out and I'll work on a sign and I'll come back and I go, well, it's not in the program. Well, you're going to miss a sign here or there. It's just inevitable that you will miss one, but then I can add it into the program and there it is. And when we go out and we do our night checks at night, let's go back to one of the night check zones. Here we go, zone 1. Where we go down like some of these roads. There's a bigger road here. It's Sonoma Road. And it also lets you find out too, when you're doing your night checks, you're running down, you're going eastbound, and you go, okay, I have a bridge sign coming up, and then usually two of us go out. Well, always two of us go out at a time. Then you have, okay, I have a cross intersection sign. I'll be reading out the signs. I have a W2-2 coming up, intersection sign, and then you can verify that it's still reflective at night. We don't use a reflectometer or anything like that. We just use a visual check. And if it's questionable, if it needs to be replaced, we just replace it. And it's also a time to go out and make sure that all the signs are still there. Sometimes you can drive by and there might be a sign that's been down, hit, missing, stolen, and somebody might not notice it right away. It could be a missing speed limit sign or something that's just not there. And it gives a good check. At least once a year that's checked. And then we have an inspector who goes around and inspects culverts, and he'll take one of my zones periodically and he'll just drive it and he'll make sure during the daytime, and he's just doing an inventory control check and making sure that all the signs are still there. So that's another valuable tool with that. So we have very few missing signs in the county. If we do, they might be missing for some period of time, but eventually we'll usually catch them all. Anyways, that's kind of my sign check program in a nutshell here. It's a pretty nice program once you get it set up. It's something to be used for years and years now at the county, and I've had several agencies come and view my program, and they've started using it. It's real simple. I think it's a web-based program, and I also can take an iPad out in the field and use it to create a new sign, or any treatments that I do to the sign or anything like that. Or sometimes I might find an inconsistency, I might find a mistake. I get out there and I go, well, that sign should be southbound, not northbound, and I can just easily in the field, like say at this Bayview, I go, well, that should have been westbound. I can easily just change it out in the field. So then it shows up on my inventory sheet when we run those signs during the day, when you're looking for one going northbound or southbound, and you go, well, that one should be this direction. So it helps a lot, and over the years we've found some inconsistencies and some mistakes, and we're able to correct them out in the field. And hopefully one day I hope to have this program up to 100%. I probably have 99% of the signs in the database right now. Anyways, not to bore you with any more idle chit chat, but that's my iWorks program in a nutshell. As always, thanks for watching.